The Institute of Certified Public Accountants, or CPA to abbreviate, is one of the main Irish accountancy bodies, with more than 5,000 members and students on the island of Ireland. Its current membership base works in over 32 countries around the world. First up will be Jimmy Sheehan, who graduated as an accounting technician in 2003 and has since qualified as a CPA. He is an active member in both organisations and is also a member of the Education Committee with CPA Ireland. Jimmy is principal of Sheehan and Associates Registered Auditors and Tax Consultants, which has offices in Dublin and Wicklow. After Jimmy, we'll have Ciara Murphy, who is the Marketing Executive with CPA Ireland. But first, please welcome Jimmy Sheehan.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I've been frantically scribbling notes or scribbling out notes as people have gone before me. I don't want to bore you with the same things that have been said, so I'm going to wing it a little bit about me and where I came from. I left school and I had no interest in education at all. The school was a means to an end, something my mammy and my daddy made me do. And as soon as I'd finished, tried college, didn't like it, left and went travelling. Came back and woke up one morning and decided, I was in the hospitality trade, and said, you know what, I don't want to do this when I'm 40 years old, 2 kids, weekends, nights, working. So I almost fell into the IATI qualification, and if it was a mistake, it's the best mistake I've ever made. I got into it and I really enjoyed the tax side of things, the accountancy side of things, figuring things out, and looking at real life scenarios, and you can see how that would benefit and help people. And then friends will start asking questions, and you say, oh, I'm able to help you there, and it gave it that good feeling. And when I'd finished, there was a natural progression to keep going with the accountancy. So I had a look around at the different bodies, and with no disrespect to anybody else here, CPA was hands down where I wanted to be. There were 2 main reasons for that. The first thing was the exemptions it offered. Now, they may have changed since the time I've done them, but at the time the CPA exemptions were fantastic in relation to the other bodies. And the other thing was the academic year. The exams, or the college year starts, they say September, it's generally late September. You're finished your college by mid-April, your exams are the end of April, and you have 4 months off in the summer. So you can really let the hair down at that time. Also, there was no employment contracts, which was something at the time that other institutes demanded. And again, I think that might have changed a little bit, but it's something the CPA has always had in place. There's also now, and I'm sure Ciara will let you know in more detail about it, the e-learning and the distance learning elements. So there's total flexibility in the CPA exams, and there's also been a syllabus overhaul done the last number of years, which allows you to really choose whether you want to go down the practice route or the industry route, which is fantastic. Either way, when I did the exams, CPA was a very well-rounded qualification. It allowed you to step in and out of industry and practice very, very easily with the information you got, the exam structure. And it's something I did. I made sure I got industry experience and practice experience. The IATI qualification follows on, or CPA qualification follows on from the IATI because it's a very well-rounded qualification, and the two of them go hand in hand together, and they're going to give you a great broad base, I found. Where I am at the moment, as mentioned, is I finished my IATI exams, I went straight on to the CPA exams, finished those, got my experience, worked in practice, worked in industry, set up on my own, and I have a very successful practice, and I have 1 full-time member of staff and 1 part-time member of staff. And I put it all down to the rounded education I got from both institutes. Why do I keep the IATI membership? Well, it's not something I want to step away from. I haven't moved up or beyond it. I'm very proud of both educations that I have. And if I went on to do a different, there is an affiliated scheme with another accountancy body that I could, with 1 year or a couple of exams, I could also use their letters if I wanted, but it wouldn't mean I'd step away from CPA. It's just continuing my education and building up my CV, and I think that's very important. Yes, an accountant is an accountant, and that's very important. There is nothing an accountant can do, any accountant, that a certified public accountant can't do. and possibly there's no one could do it better than a certified public accountant, and I am biased, I have no problem saying that. But with the experience you gain from the IATI and moving into the CPA, you build up a practical, not just educational, but a really practical knowledge of what is accounting. You cannot learn accounting. You have to understand it. And if you can't understand it, you'll never really be able to do it, or at least you'll never be able to do it well. So what CPA has offered me since my qualification is ongoing technical support, which is very important with running your own business. Constant e-bulletins without overloading your email inbox, technical updates, revenue updates, what's happening in the institute, and even on a lighter side, the social events, which I think are also very important. There are various affiliate schemes, member benefits, and it goes without saying that the CPA, with 32 countries in the world, there's a story now, I was told, I'll just finish up on this, when I was studying, and I was working with a guy, and he was doing chartered actually, and he said to me, he was a couple of years ahead of me, and he said he was working with one of the big four, and he was going over to do a secondment in the States, and he'd come back, and he said the first thing they did, there was a week there, and if anybody asked him in America what he did, he was told to say, I'm a CPA, because in the States they don't talk about their account, they talk about their CPA. So it's global, it's a great round of qualification, it stood to me, I'm very proud of it, and I don't think you could go too far wrong if it's the choice you make. Thank you very much.